So Warner Brothers spotlighted creator Andrew Callaghan has been accused. And currently, these accusations are not only trending on Twitter, but have been viewed over 1 million times and counting. Now, Callaghan is currently being featured on HBO right now. And you know Warner Brothers, there's 2 allegations. There's not really any receipts. They're minimal at that. I'll show you all of that. But these days, that doesn't matter at all. Callaghan hasn't responded. I'm going to show you everything with this. And no matter what you think about this, again, remember, due process. Always. All right. So, hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. So let's just get started on this.
I never in a million years thought that I would be making this video, and I'm shaking because I've tried a couple different times and haven't been able to get my point across, but I don't like seeing abusers get platforms. And my abuser, Andrew Callaghan, also known as All Gas No Breaks, Channel 5, and whatever his new HBO show's called, I forget, has been plastered all over my news feed, and I've tried to come to him person to person and try to get him to take accountability for what he did, but his version of what happened the night that he assaulted me is so skewed. So I will tell you that he did eventually get consent. And that's the main point, is that he eventually got consent because he wore me down. He told me he needed a place to stay for the night. He had some sort of falling out with one of his crew members or whatever, and I was very clear about the fact that we are not hooking up. He gets in my bed and wears me down to the point where I eventually do agree to do things that I wasn't proud of. And I wasn't proud of them and thought it was my fault for so long that I continued to be nice to him after the situation. He wouldn't leave my house the next morning. And then as time went on and I processed things, I thought, you know what, just because eventually I said, okay, whatever, because I was trying to just get the whole night over with so that it could be morning so that he could leave, it doesn't discount the fact that I told him no. I told him no so many times prior to this. I said, I'm tired, I'm not really feeling it. I came up with any excuse that I possibly could to just get him off of me. And he still found a way to coerce me into things that I didn't want to do. And this is really hard for me to say. I never thought I would come forward, but it's even more hard to have to relive the trauma that I endured every single day by seeing this man as a social justice warrior, as someone who cares about human rights, get a platform. You shouldn't be supporting him. And at the end of the day, like, I've told close friends of mine, I've tried coming out about this before, and he texted me saying that it basically ruined his life and that his life was over now because of things that I said, and other women have come forward to me, but this is my first time publicly talking about it on a platform like TikTok, because I hope it gets traction. I hope people listen to me. I hope that if something similar has happened to you, that you know that that's not your fault. It wasn't my fault what happened to me, just because I eventually caved. This is so hard to do, but I was really hoping that he would eventually take accountability, but he just texted me this skewed version of what he thought had happened, and in that moment, it wasn't fight or flight, it was freeze. I froze, and I couldn't control my body anymore. Not to mention, he got me really drunk that night. He was trying to buy me all kinds of the best kinds of tequila at the dive bar we were at, and a lot of people don't believe me. I've got receipts, I've got photos of us, I've got text messages, but you shouldn't need that. You should believe me, and you should stop supporting Andrew Callaghan. Take away his platform. He doesn't deserve it.
Now, as far as receipts are concerned, you get 2 plus a litany of other random allegations. I'm just going to show you the 2 quote-unquote receipts here.
On Reddit, feel free to do that, but I can't mentally handle this anymore.
So you get a text message between, hey, I'm in this area, we should kick it, huh? Are you home? I'm solo, just walking around. Yeah, where am I at? Text me so you can see that
Andrew
one.
And I agreeing to hang out when he was in St. Pete. This was us the night at the bar. We went into the bathroom to take a photo because this bar, the bathroom has its own Instagram page, and it's just something people do at that bar. Also, like I said many times before, I trusted him, and people are blaming me for trusting him, and I did.
Now, along with that, you get random comments thrown in, and this is what is receipts for this video. Now, along with that, you have a secondary accuser, one whose videos have been seen around 100,000 times on Twitter.
So I told him I would take him home because he lived close by, but that I did not want to have sex in my car at all. I did not want to have sex with him again, ever. And after we got to my car, he started advancing towards me, started touching my inner thigh, and pulled me forward and started kissing my neck. So I really couldn't move out of the position. He was holding me like tightly. And he proceeded to put his hand down my pants. I told him to stop. I told him to get off of me multiple times. He tried to put my hand down his pants, and I was, fighting against him during this, told him to please stop. And he said, you could at least, and I said, no, I don't want to do that. Get out of my car. At that point, it was, I'm not taking you home anymore. Get the fuck out of my car. And he just got mad, really. He was mad that I would even say that, but at the same time, he was laughing at me and continued to try to kiss me and was like, are you serious? Come on. Yeah, it was not fun. So I told him to get out of my car again. He wouldn't get out. And he said, you could at least take me home. So I realized at this point, I would not be able to physically push him out of my car. So I started driving quickly and erratically down the road. I pulled into a busier street and I stopped abruptly, thinking, maybe someone will realize something is wrong, or if someone is honking at me, he'll feel uncomfortable and want to leave the car. But I guess it did make him uncomfortable that I did that, and I told him to get the fuck out of my car. And he was like, can I at least get a kiss goodbye? And I said, no, get out. He left. Never spoke to him or saw him again.
A Reddit post was added to this talking about quote-unquote proof. After a commenter asked for quote-unquote proof, she says she's gotten a different phone and number since, and said he is blocked on Insta, so I don't have DMs. Although I guess it's not clear if he blocked her or if she blocked him. I'm assuming if she can't grab texts, he would have had to have blocked her. She also adds, I'm not trying to convict the man. I already know no one cares, and there isn't enough proof. If you don't believe multiple accounts, that's on you. Now, Andrew Callaghan hasn't responded to this yet, so we'll see what happens here, but this is all it takes these days. You have accusations on TikTok, you have Twitter, pick that up. And well, Warner Brothers, they fired people for a whole lot less. They sacked them and more. But this is where we are. I thank you for checking that out. Leave comments too. Appreciate the heck out of you. Check out the links in the description. You want to help out the channel. Gonna leave it at that. Thank you.